Alright, I've got one package to open, but technically two arrived. But the other one got opened because it, well, had One Piece, and, you know, my Friday friends, we prioritize One Piece. And I'll talk about that more later, but for now, let's, you know, dig into this, see if I can do this with just my hand, because I decided to be stubborn tonight for some reason. And, hey, look, I succeeded. And, you know, we'll put this pile of stuff that also arrived on top. So to begin with, we have One Piece Season 11 Voyage 2, which, you know, is a DVD Blu-ray combo pack, of course. Pretty standard One Piece fare. 2 discs in one, 2 discs in the other. You know, pretty straightforward. I wonder if there's anything to mention from down here, that it says it's Region A only. I don't think I checked last time, so it's kind of useful. We got Seven Seeds Part 2. So I was kind of curious about, but I kind of, as I mentioned, you know, didn't kind of care for it. It was weird, and I don't know. It might be fine, but, you know, for me personally, it was weird. So we got Region A, we've got English dub. If you can't trust the only other people on Earth, who can you trust? Yeah, pretty straightforward. Now, I keep wanting to say Babylon 5 because this shape of people here kind of makes me think there's a number there, and because it's bigger here and kind of there, I keep thinking there's a 5, but maybe that's more like a 7, but it's just Babylon. You know, trust no one, find the truth, try to survive. I'm not quite sure what this is. I think this is anime. Those look animated down there. So y'all couldn't see that because it was reflecting the light. Which is unfortunate because it means that I have to try to see things through that camera instead of, you know, with my eyes to the side of the camera. But Region A, English dub. Episodes 1 through 9, 10 through 12. Anyways, those characters are clearly, definitely anime. Next up we have Naruto Blu-ray Set 3. You know, I haven't been checking the actual content of these out because, well, Naruto is kind of a bit of a grind to watch, that is. I see a Region A there. It's going to have the English dub, of course. I think I have a vague idea of where in the series this might be. But it's set 3, so it's not like it's deep enough for that to be hard. Okay. Trying to decide if it is not quite seated in the right or not. But as you can see, a couple of these are not properly seated. Disc 3, Disc 4. Yeah, I saw the 3 here and I was a bit worried, but yeah, there's the 4. Yeah, there's Naruto on Blu-ray. Continuing, at least. And then this one's definitely the most interesting looking box. Make Nemesis your ally with the limited edition. Okay, I was wondering if that was saying something like make your Nemesis your ally, but I think it's a character in the show named Nemesis. I'm going to begin by taking that off, and see, this is Region A. Looks like it's English dubbed. Yeah, that's in English. From the director of Kame ga Kill and Utawareru Mono. So, I'm okay with Utawareru Mono. Except for the fact that I am having a lot of trouble pronouncing it right now. But, and getting that stickiness off of my thing. But, so we've got this, so we will take a peek at what's on the inside. We'll actually set this on here. First we have this. I'm trying to decide if this is medieval fantasy or video game. My impression is keep your nemesis close. Light novel from director. Yeah, because Utari Warudo was very... I guess I'm curious. There's a strange devil girl there. I can't even quite tell what these are in the corner. It's a very elaborate outfit that shorter person has. It looks to me like these are pairs of two people. Which, oh, well, I guess we can see the devil girl a little closer there. Nothing else to really see. Goes to episode 13. And here's... I'm trying to decide if this is Blu-ray or DVD, but I don't know. It looks like it says Blu-ray down there. So, I think that answers that. But of course, you know, the interesting thing about this box set isn't necessarily just that. It's a limited edition one, so we have a world guide. Infinite possibilities begin right now. I saw a teddy bear thing. I saw a mecha real quick there. And then we've got this, which has art cards, sticker sheet, and a keychain. Or at least it should contain those. You know, it's not out of the question that a limited edition box might not have them, but you always hope that everything... Okay, so this is the sticker, or not, sorry, the keychain, and I can't say I really care for it myself. It does appear to be, oh yeah, I usually put these aside, don't I? You know what, we have enough time here where I think we can probably open these up. Because I'm not going to put them back in the box, I think. I mean, it just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, it would especially not make sense if this was like part 1, but I'm wondering if this is the whole series. It's also nice because I kind of noticed that's shiny, and, you know, shiny's kind of neat to look at. Lots of things curious looking. That looks a little more mecha-like. Seems to be related to that. It feels like it's... No. Might not be. Go ahead and set this aside. Here's our sticker set. Where we have a bear thing, a cat, fox, mouse thing? I don't know. The proportions don't feel like cat, even though it kind of looks cat. And then we have that person. Alright, I'll probably just put that in my pile of stuff and then put that back in there. Here's this week's anime DVD collection update. So, I think I really only have one thing to talk about. You may think, oh, what about Gate? Haven't you been watching Gate with your friend? Do you have any comments about that? But no, that's my Friday friend, and since, of course, One Piece came out, this was a high priority. So you may recall last one I kind of mentioned feeling a little bit of One Piece burnout, feeling like, I don't know, this series kind of feels like it's doing new stuff, but I kind of feel like, why is any of this new stuff really relevant? It just seems to be what they're doing next. I don't know if I feel like they had a goal per se, and, you know, it's just, okay, if it's being whimsical for the sake of being whimsical with these characters, I'm kind of not caring, because one of the elements of One Piece I really like is them making people improve better. So when they do the side story thing where, oh yeah, Sanji ends up on a Navy vessel and he teaches some kid how to cook, kind of in a not very good way, but it's a way that ends up working. It's just kind of like, okay, yeah, he's presented as a good cook, and when he's teaching other people how to be good cooks, that's pretty awesome. And, you know, One Piece has little moments like that, and I think I've mentioned before that the first episode gives you the impression that's one of the things the show's about. And So I like when it comes back to that when it's kind of not doing any other things. But like I also said, it seems like it's been quite a while since I feel like they've really revealed anything building on a kind of overarching world story arc, so to speak. And a lot of that is, that's kind of what's made it as a series kind of really awesome to hang on to, is because even though they're doing all these things where, the creators are experimenting with different things, it's like sometimes you never know when the show suddenly makes some of those things a little more relevant to the world at large. And there's some especially good arcs, like the Skypiea arc and the Alabasta arc. Those were really, really, really great. And it's not like the things after it were bad, it's just I've been waiting for things to kind of get notable, and it felt like the series was doing some world building. And there were some moments that were also pretty good in there along those lines, but like I said, Season 11 Part 1, I wasn't really feeling it. So I'm happy to say that Season 11 Part 2 feels better. A lot better. Like, it's not best One Piece stuff, at least not yet. You never know with these story arcs because sometimes they really do build up. But, it kind of felt like, okay, all the complaints I've kind of had about One Piece, the previous volume, started being addressed here. I don't think like everything was completely addressed per se, but it started giving enough hope for, oh yeah, actually kind of interesting and neat things are happening. I mean, they had suggestions before, and some of the stuff you could write on the wall, like, okay, yeah, we know that's going to be given to that person. Like, even before they started really developing stuff, you feel that. And to be fair, it has set stuff up like that before and very deliberately not done stuff with them. And I mentioned that in the previous story arc, and it's kind of a respectable thing to do. And I don't know if they're going to do it this time as well, because I never saw that, but I kind of get that feeling. Yeah, that's going to happen, and that's going to happen. And there's certain dots and crosses and stuff that are being plussed and dotted and circled and stuff. So, it's definitely more engaging. And I don't know if I can say much more because, I try to just talk about this as the show goes without trying to reveal too much about it. I kind of feel like it's even possible I've said already too much about the show historically from this point. But maybe you pick up on it and say, oh, yeah, this is what I think. Maybe you stopped at Season 10, you're like, oh, well, I guess I'll go on to Season 11. And remember, this is Funimation's numbering, and Funimation, to give them some credit, they're probably well out of sync of the Japanese one, but a lot of that is probably they inherited the series from 4Kids, and 4Kids was doing this really weird, they do their own shit kind of stuff, and Funimation kind of inherited that, I think. Now, they didn't start from where 4Kids left off, they started over from the beginning, but I think they kind of organized things a little bit the way 4Kids was trying to do it. Unless the stuff they did with Season 2 is completely their own thing, and then at some point they're like, ooh, well, we're kind of wrong. Because some of these arcs are multi-season. And I think what Funimation calls Season 2 is actually a multi-season thing because it was really fucking long. Might have even been 3 seasons itself. And so what I'm calling Season 11 may be Japanese Season 14. I don't really know, but at a certain point it started, sinking along something that feels like, yeah, this is probably where the Japanese season equivalent of this started or ended or something. Like, it feels like that, but I don't know how I think it is. So, overall, really enjoying it. Just disappointed that I didn't have Season 11 Voyage 3, but, kind of glad that One Piece TV episodes are coming out again. They're on Blu-ray, so hopefully Funimation feels like they're, getting that profit margin they need, because a lot of the anime industry is switching to Blu-ray only. So fortunately I kind of knew that was going to happen eventually and started collecting Blu-rays at some point as well. I call this the anime DVD collection update, and it's going to be really weird. Actually, it's been really weird because I said here's this week's anime DVD collection update, and I've probably only had Blu-rays, and I don't know if I ever said here's this week's anime Blu-ray collection update, but it's pretty much anime on home video. DVD kind of signifies when I started. It's a weird thing, and the problem is, and this isn't like a real problem, this is just a kind of, oh god, he's right. Y'all understand what I'm saying when I say here's this week's anime DVD collection update. it's weird. But yeah, other stuff. Is there anything else to really talk about? Because I've mentioned that I've been replaying. Well, it's not really replaying. I resumed Animal Crossing, and I had, you know, 2 Switches, so I had 2 copies of the game. So I had my primary island, which had gotten a 5-star, and the gold trophy HHA, not the gold plaque, but the gold trophy. And I got my second island more recently to 5-star now that I've given it focus, and I was playing with the house as well, and now the house has over 150,000 points, which is that's the amount of points you need in order to get the gold house trophy. So at this point, the house is pretty much done as well, and it's just a matter of, you know, waiting for the game to eventually reach a point where I'm like, okay, I guess I'm shutting this off until the next time I turn it on. And that pretty much means I collect the rest of the music in the main game, which I've been very slow to do just because I'm waiting for KK Slider to come and just asking for 2 songs, because I have 2 games, so I can ask him in both games. What else? What else is there to say? Yeah, because, you know, eventually, you know, I'll get that. It'd be nice to get all of the art from, Sly, not Sly, Red, who's very sly, so I'm not sure why I have a villager named Sly, but it's not the Sly Fox, but it is what it is. And the problem is that one's completely random, even though I have 2 islands and I get to explore his stuff twice as often, it's still random. It'd be nice to get more flower wreath designs, but the game does whatever it wants to do with all that crap. It's like, oh, why are you giving me a simple wooden bed? I kind of knew that from the very beginning of the game. Yeah, that was a real waste of time. Woohoo. But yeah, it pretty much means that I'm really going down into maintenance mode until I just completely shut off all the Animal Crossing, I guess. So, yay. For Monster Hunter Rise, I don't remember where I was last week, but I did finally get past HR 7, which, you know, gets to HR 8, which means you unlock your Hunter rank, except that there's 3 places where it gets locked again because they introduced new Elder Dragons when they introduced the unlock. But at this point, I've beaten all 3 of those Elder Dragons. I didn't do it alone. You know, I kind of discovered, oh yeah, I can ask people online and we can all just gang up and chop it up in this nice blender of fury. You know, those monsters really don't like it when you do that, but it's been fun. It's good stuff. I've gotten a chance to construct the layered armor I want, so I have the look I want, which meant I could construct whatever armor I wanted underneath the covers, which was a Rathalos set. Not that I would say the Rathalos set looks bad, but it does mean that, you know, I kind of like a certain look that my character's going for, and layered armor's doing that. So it'll be that until they introduce Samus Aran as a layered armor or something like that. And the event quests aren't doing anything that elaborate yet, but who knows? They might in the future. I know with all these Ultimate games, I kind of tend to play them. Well, when I played them, the original game had actually been out in Japan for a while, and so there's a ton of event quests that just existed historically to the Ultimate games being created. And Rise is pretty much something I'm playing from the start, I guess. So, yeah. But I guess we're still going to play it tomorrow. Tonight, I say tomorrow as if, like, y'all know that I'm recording this the night before. I started recording this the night before because work is just way too busy for me to do it day of. But basically, I'm recording it the night before, and so tonight, you know, I did some more Monster Hunter with my brother and some of his peer group, and they finally got their Hunter ranks unlocked, you know, and so they're going to be at that point where they're, like, getting their outfit vouchers finally, and we're going to eventually do Elder Dragons, and things may slow down a bit depending on how much content, I guess, gets released, but if any of y'all watch that and find it exciting, it'll be there. Maybe instead we'll be helping somebody else rank up. Don't know. But, you know, that kind of means both games are in a holding point where there's just not that much rush to play stuff. I guess it is worth mentioning that I did finally play the new airship map in Among Us. I say new as if it came out recently, but it's been out for a couple of months now, I believe. But I should say the newest would be weird. Anyways, y'all know what I mean. I finally played the airship map. Now, I didn't do so badly as a lot of people that played it for the first time, simply because, you know, a lot of people would have played it back when it was actually really new, and not a lot of people were used to it, but I've seen a ton of YouTube videos of people playing on it, and so I at least understand the layout. I've done all of the tasks on my own, so I kind of have a vague enough idea to know what I'm doing. To identify areas when people say, oh, I found a body here, and vague descriptions like, oh, yeah, you mean in the hallway just below comms outside of cockpit. So, not that I did too well. I mean, I had problems noticing a body directly in front of me. Don't know if that's a me getting old thing or not, but, you know, fun stuff. But nothing to really report other than the fact that finally did that, so yeah. Other than that, things have been pretty rainy around here. You know, there's a lot of rain, and I guess it's supposed to be more this week, but at least I managed to get my grocery shopping done while it was still dry out, so woohoo. Alright, and there's actually anime here. Like, I guess I'm kind of curious about that Babylon one now that I've looked a little more closely at it, and Infinite Dendrogram is curious, so I might start checking that out. Especially since, you know, we'll probably find out, oh, I predicted it's medieval fantasy, but I'll probably dive in and find out, oh, it's actually a video game. So, it should be fun. Yeah. Other than that, I guess y'all have a nice week.